طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Good evening everyone. I'm Dr. Khalid Ahmed, the Academic Secretary of the Sudanese Doctor Association in Qatar. We are really privileged today and we're far beyond being grateful to Dr. Anwar for his kindness and spending his time for us, giving us this session on AI-powered scientific writing. Excuse me. Dr. Anwar, he is a seasoned academic with a PhD in computer science from South Korea, specializing in data mining, information security, and privacy. He also holds a bachelor's degree in computing engineering from the Arab Academy for Science, Technology, and Maritime Transport. He authored over 20 peer-reviewed research papers and a book in his areas of specialization. He's an assistant professor at higher educational institutions in Sudan, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar, where he collaborated with several universities all around the world. In addition to his academic work, he is a certified senior trainer and an active researcher in data mining, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. And just to add to you, yesterday he was certified by the WHO as a trainer of the trainers in the cybersecurity as well, which is a prestigious certification that we would like to congratulate Dr. Anwar for. His passion for knowledge and sharing extends beyond academia. He has translated and published over 1,655 TED Talks from English to Arabic and has organized more than 20 TEDx events. He's the founder and the president of the Sudanese Researchers Foundation, which is the largest Sudanese academic platform online with more than 750,000 members. And he also served as one of the editors of its peer-reviewed journal, the AJET. He beyond being committed, he is also a committed community leader since he serves currently as the president of the Sudanese Information and Communication Technology Professionals Association in Qatar, SIBAق, for two consecutive terms or cycles from 2022 to 2024 and currently 2024 to 2026. He's also a co-leader of the Google for the Equators, so the Sudan chapter, and the chapter supervisor for Google developer groups on campus at Sudan University for Science and Technology in Khartoum. And recently he founded a dedicated research group in computer science and IT. That's which is an initiative aimed at supporting the Sudanese researchers affected by war, supporting them to collaborate and publish their work in high-impact international journals. With such a rich CV, rich bio, and the dedication and the enthusiasm of Dr. Anwar. And to be honest, this is really generous from him to spare a second time for with us. Just for your information, this session was presented as a workshop in our Sudanese Doctor Association Medical Symposium that was held like 4 weeks ago. It was highly attended, and because of the high demand, so we asked him to run a second session, and he was kind enough to accept having it again with us. So we're really privileged. Thank you very much, Dr. Anwar, for your time, and we're really eager to learn from your expertise. Dr. Anwar, the floor is yours.
طيب بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني. I'm really grateful for the second opportunity to present a little bit of what we know about artificial intelligence, and hopefully I can gain knowledge from your expertise. The medical doctors or the people in the healthcare industry who are preserving life the way we know it. Thank you very much for everything you are doing in Sudan, from Qatar to Sudan and beyond. So the presentation, can you see my presentation here? So yes, the session title is AI-powered scientific writing, opportunities, ethics, and best practices, and originally was presented during the Sudanese Doctor Association Medical Symposium that was held in October 17th. So that was the first time we have it, and this is the second time now without the subtitle here that was better healthcare in advance. So first the disclosure. I might be speaking about my upcoming book. It's called AI for a Green Planet, Harnessing Technology for Environmental Sustainability. The book was written originally in Arabic language so that we can avail an Arabic reference in this very topic because we don't have Arabic references. We do have references in English. So the ISSN number for this book in Arabic already issued, and this one is under translation and review. And there is a conference, inshallah, in Dubai next January 24 and 26. It will be the first conference on green AI, will be co-organized by Zaid International Organization for Environment and Curtin, the Australian Curtin University, the campus in Dubai. I'll be a keynote speaker speaking about my book. And the title of the conference itself is the title of my book. It's called Harnessing Technology for Environmental Sustainability, Green AI. So my goal from this this training is is to let you guys, if you don't understand the current capabilities and limitations of AI tools in the context of scientific writing and documentation. The learning objectives, it would be describing, by the end of the session, you would be able to describe the current capabilities and limitations of AI tools that supports scientific writing, identify appropriate use case for AI-powered tools in generating, editing, and formatting scientific content, and also analyzing, evaluating, and finally developing a framework for integrating AI tools into scientific writing while maintaining the academic integrity. These are very ambitious learning objectives, but I put them anyway, and I'll share with you the presentation after the session so that you can refer to it and the links inside it, especially the notebook LM session that prepared for this session specifically. في زول ما فاهم حاجة من الكلام اللي بقول فيه ده يا اخواننا. اللغة ما بتاع الكلام اللي بقول فيه ما مفهوم بالنسبة له، لأنه basically طبعا السيشن للسودانيز دكتور اسوسيشن، فانا بفترض انه الديفولت لانجوج should be Sudanese language and then فانا افهم في زول ما فاهم حاجه، لو في زول ما فاهم حاجه يكتب لي في الشات. برضه السيشن طبعا يعني it should be inclusive session for everyone. لو في اي زول محتاج اي يعني assistive technology ولا كده، محتاج subtitling، محتاج بتاع، ورينا الان قبل ما نمشي شويه في الغريق. اوكي اوكي. So I want to know in the chat how many of you responded to the pre-quiz, the pre-session quiz. Okay, Amin asked me about the TED video. The TED video, the message and the morale behind the video, why I showed the video, is that everyone can do science. Everyone can publish science, right? And science is not completed unless or until it's published. We have observed, we have seen lots of stuff, we have written drafts, but unless it's published, then we cannot call it science. So this session should be in that regard. We are trying to pick up your brains and take the energy and channel it towards publishing a paper, scientific paper. So if you are here as an explorer or just a traveler, this session might not be useful for you. But if you are here with the intent that you want to strengthen and develop your muscles in scientific publishing, this session might be helpful for you. So how many of you have responded to the questionnaire that sent to you by email. I see the people who registered, completed. Okay. I need faster response from the audience here in the Zoom so that we don't lose time. Okay, done, done. Thank you for that. Amal, Lina, Muayyad, Ala. Thank you. Also, the video has touched base on what constructs a scientific paper, like the introduction and the main contribution, uh, the results, and the discussion part. And for those who are familiar with the how to read and summarize a scientific paper, how to read the literature review, and so on, can recite that while they are sleeping. Okay, so Hala is not registered. So I guess I'll take 2 minutes for you to respond to the pre-quiz. It's very important so that I can measure the learning outcomes after we finish the session. Usually people pre-workshop. Here's the link. You can find it in the chat now. Please complete this quiz. It's very important so that we know the baseline. Please take 2 minutes. And don't worry, you can respond with what you know. You don't have to take too much energy and time in trying to solve it in a proper and correct way. I know you guys in the medical field are very competitive. You always want to score high. Let me see. The reason I'm asking for this pre-lecture quiz, because I also want to put emphasis on how difficult it is to collect data from your peers, not to mention, the general public. If you have a study, you will beg people to respond to your survey, to give you a time for interview, focus group. Sometimes if the collection of a mixed method, like you want to send a survey and then interview people on that and observe them from far distance and so on. Finished? Now we have 84 persons in this session, and the responses are less. See here the responses. The responses is this. We should discount like 13 response from the first session. So now we have 50, 51 or 49 responses already. I'll give you another quiz after we finish the session, and at that one you can see and check the right answers. This one without disclosing the right answers. Six. Okay, let's continue. Abir finished? 71. Until until the number of attendees here match the number of responses, I guess we are in trouble because you will expect other people to respond to your questionnaire in order to complete your study, and they won't because you don't respond. That's the penalty of not responding, and that was one of the points that the video mentioned. Okay, shall we? Okay. This about me. It's already mentioned, but I guess I should mention, in addition to that, that I'm in a planning committee for Weill Cornell University, Qatar, uh, and the capacity that I'm using for this session with the medical association is I'm a part of the steering committee of creativity and innovation at the Primary Healthcare Corporation. I'm a part of the Sudanese associations, professional associations here in Qatar. I'm the head of the Sudanese Information and Communication Professionals Association here in Qatar. And one of the activities that we are doing to support Sudanese building capacities and improve their competitiveness in the marketplace is the Coursera scholarship in addition to the Cisco Academy courses. We are talking about artificial intelligence, which is based on human intelligence. The human intelligence is the term that includes the cognitive abilities, like analysis, planning, problem solving, building conclusions, fast response, abstract thinking, collecting and classifying ideas, learning languages, fast learning, and also include, according to some scientists, our ability to sympathize and understand others' feelings, right? So the artificial intelligence, which is based on human intelligence, has three parts. For those, I'm trying to translate for those who are not Arabic speakers. So the perception is our ability to understand the sensory inputs like pictures, speech, and text. Then the analysis and concluding ideas is to use our reasoning to uh, to make decisions, solve complex problems. And finally, is the learning part, is the ability to improve performance based on period experiences, exactly like how people learn. And this is the machine learning part. The artificial intelligence has different parts, and people use artificial intelligence on daily basis without noticing. If I ask people here, have you used artificial intelligence today? They might respond, yes, I use artificial intelligence today in maybe chatting with ChatGPT, prompting Google Gemini or whatever, but they will never think that using the Google Maps or the autocorrection features in WhatsApp or using Spotify to listen to music are part of the huge spectrum of artificial intelligence. So it's ubiquitous, it's everywhere. We use it without noticing, right? So we have the general term artificial intelligence, and that's an inclusive term that has the machineries, systems that are able to learn and to think and to perceive as humans. Then we have the machine learning part. Machine learning is to use the algorithms to examine data, to learn from it, to make predictions, decisions, and it becomes better as time goes. Finally, we have the deep learning part, is the use of the artificial neural networks with multiple layers. That's similar to the how our brain works to construct algorithms that used to perform certain tasks in a better way as part of the process, and it uses big data. So it uses text, it uses pictures, it uses videos, it uses code, it uses sound. These are the inputs of artificial intelligence. Okay. So in order for the system, the artificial intelligence to work, it consumes and it feeds itself with a massive data sets. The source of data that we use to train artificial intelligence are the human data. That includes books, articles, scientific research, emails, and everything happens on the social media. It also get data from the sensors, from the cameras, from the GPS. It also needs data that being produced by the simulators. Okay, and finally the public data, like the voter list, the census, and so on, from the government, NGOs, and the industry. Here are different parts that constructs the artificial intelligence, the fuzzy logic, the robotics, deep learning, the machine learning, the computer vision, and the natural language processing. When we talk about ChatGPT, about Google Gemini, Google Translate, we are talking about the same family of natural language processing branch of the artificial intelligence. So people often mix between the tool and the general science. Yeah. Someone is using the annotator. Can you please stop? Okay. So based on the capability, we can classify the artificial intelligence into three parts. The narrow AI, these are the models that are designed to focus on very specific tasks. We can give example of using Siri or any facial recognition program. These are narrow models that does very specific task. And then we have the general intelligence, artificial general intelligence, that has a glimpse on the generative AI, like the ChatGPT and Google Gemini and so on. Okay. And then we have the artificial super intelligence. This one is not yet fulfilled, the artificial general intelligence, because it's a human level intelligence. And then we have the artificial super intelligence, ASI. And this one, the type of artificial intelligence that scholars are warning from. It's very dangerous. If it happens, that means the models will have autonomy and they can take decisions without approval from the humans. And there are some glimpses here and there from the what the future could look like if the systems, the models become autonomous and without any human intervention. The algorithms are showing more self-preservation, and they try to put themselves in the center of the attention. They try to manipulate the humans here and there. There are some scientific experiments that led by scientists, and they are warning from getting to artificial superintelligence without having appropriate regulations and rules. Okay, so this is how the artificial intelligence is done. We usually have data. This data is pre-processed and fed into a model or process, and then it produces the decisions, predictions, detection, simulation, and so on. Yeah. So the machine learning, we mean the algorithms that learn from data to infer knowledge. Here between the data and the knowledge, we have the information, and this part has a lot of pre-processing and so on. We have advantages and disadvantages of artificial intelligence. On the upside, we have more production and cost cutting. We have speed and accuracy. We have, like, putting the human brain into rest partially or sometimes fully. It reduces the human errors. It improves our quality of life in healthcare, in education, in security, and so on. And it also opens new horizons and opportunities and boosting innovation. That's from the upside. From the negative side, we have the inability or inexplainability of the models itself. Most of the time, scientists cannot trace back how the model came up with this conclusion or this decision. That's a huge setback from the artificial intelligence. It has also, and here's the relation with my book, it has a negative impact on the environment, from the model training, from the sourcing for the minerals itself, from the logistics of shipping GPUs here and there, and from cooling using fresh water, drinking water, and so on. It also threatened some of the conventional jobs, and this is happening right now. It has also some issues with security and privacy. It has a bias in the algorithms, and that comes from the training data sets that we use. And then it has problem with the criminal liability and the legal liability. Let's say if you were hit by an autonomous car, a self-driving car, there is no clear guidance on who to sue and where to get your right or compensation. Is it the insurance company? Is it the one who manufactured that car? Or is it to the guy who imported to the country, or the distribution company, the agency? Is it from the traffic department? It's a lot. Also, the fake news, and it has a big problem in the social media and so on. It rectify and does the echo chamber effect, and it also has a problem with the foundation and the principles of ethics. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? I want to make sure that you are following. Also, a disclaimer, I'm not a native English speaker, and I never lived in an English-speaking country more than 1 year. So I'm not apologetic of not having a perfect English, because that's not my language. I try my best. And sometimes I'd rather, explain myself in Arabic, specifically Sudanese Arabic, because this is my native and mother tongue. Okay. So the history and evolution of artificial intelligence, the first test that was done by Alan Turing, the British scientist who cracked the Enigma code. He has a test called Turing test to check whether there is intelligence in machines or not. So the Turing test say the following: if there is somebody behind the wall and he send you a message, can you distinguish whether the message was written by a human or machine? Let's suppose that you've written an email using ChatGPT and you send it to your boss. If your boss found out that you sent this message while you produce the message from ChatGPT, if he cannot distinguish the the difference between what the machine has written and your writing style, at this time we say there is an intelligence, and that happens now. People barely distinguish between what ChatGPT is writing and their original writing, especially if you train it using a data set from your own writing. So that's the Turing test. That was in 1950. It's like, 65 years back. And then there is a perceptron. There's another invention in 1957. The back propagation, that was in 1986. The back propagation is what led to the Nobel Prize uh, in 2024. Um, it's a kind of uh, when you remember something. Okay, oh, that's person. That's the back propagation using the artificial neural networks in the deep learning. That's what started the whole revolution. In 1997, the Deep Blue has beaten the chess world champion. In 2010, the series was invented. In 2012, ImageNet, the artificial intelligence started to see and classify images. There's a cat, that a dog, and so on. In 2017, Google started BERT, which is now Gemini, and then DALI for image generation, and Tesla, self-driving car in 2020. ChatGPT was launched to the market in 2022, and in 2025, people are saying that we hit the artificial general intelligence, which is not the case up to now. Why is the hype? Why now? Okay, since it started in 1950, why everyone is obsessed with artificial intelligence now in 2025? Three main factors that contributing to the hype. One of them is the big data. We have lots of data, especially coming from the social media. Then the algorithms. Algorithms are becoming better and better in the recommendation systems and so on. And finally, we have, instead of CPUs, now we have GPUs and we have TPUs. We have data centers, computational power very high. Just to give you an idea of how big the data are. Google, for instance, all the search queries, YouTube videos, Android OS, maps, and so on. So the companies can collect lots of data, and this data is prepared, stored in data warehouse, and then mined and remined, and it produces knowledge on daily basis. How big is the data? If you know someone's name, that's a data point. If you know his birth of date, that's another data point. If you know his height, his weight, his medical history, each data point in that medical history and so on. We call this data points. Meta, specifically Facebook, that's one branch of Meta, Facebook, knows about any active profile more than 54,000 data points. 5430. That's a huge number. Facebook knows us more than us. Yeah. Instagram and so on. Then we have Amazon, Microsoft, Apple. These are the huge giant companies. But small companies, startups, even these startups, they can play with your data and know a lot about you. Then we have the algorithms. Companies like Amazon, like Airbus, like Netflix, they have running competitions on algorithms. If you bring an algorithm that recommends movies on Netflix better than the current algorithm, Netflix will award you $1 million today. That's a huge and big offer, and it's open 24/7. You can try. All of you can try. So these are the two the big data algorithms, and then we have the computational power. The computational power, in order to compute it, how big is the computational power that's available now for the companies, for the AI? We can compute that from the energy consumption. And this is another part that I'm talking about in my book. For instance, Google, as an individual operator for AI and search and YouTube, it consumed 22.6 terawatts per hour in 2023. That energy consumption is equivalent to what Jordan as a country has consumed in the same year. The industry of data centers has consumed in 2022 approximately 460 terawatts per hour. That's equivalent to the consumption of Egypt, Argentina, Norway, and Qatar combined. Yeah. And in 2026, all the operators will consume 1,000 terawatt per hour. That's a prediction. That's equivalent to what Japan, as a country, the third largest economy in the world, will consume in 2026. That's huge. So these are the three pillars that help the hype, the computational power, we call it compute, the algorithms, and the data. Okay, so in 2024, two prizes, the chemistry and physics, went to artificial intelligence. Can anyone please explain to me what happened in the Nobel Prize in chemistry? What happened? You can raise your hand and take the mic. I guess this is very important for you guys from the medical field. Anyone? Okay, Abir, please unmute yourself.
Hello everyone. Hi, Dr. Anwar.
Hi.
I think those scientists got Nobel Prize for developing applications that use AI in predicting the protein structure, 3D structure of the protein, called the AlphaFold. Maybe that one. Maybe.
Yes.
So
What's
that one.
significant about that? Why it deserves a Nobel Prize?
Because they predicted the 3D structure of the protein based on only the amino acid sequences, and those structure they can be later used for studying the protein structure and use it like for drug development or for uh, studying the biology of the all the functions of this protein. And this they collect a big library now is available of uh, maybe every protein that discovered until now is available in this library
Okay.
for the 3D protein structure.
Okay. Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you. Um, I guess the thing that, in addition to what Dr. Abir has mentioned, it's very significant to know, to predict the protein structure. Up to 2020, I guess, when Demis Hassabis uh, and their colleagues at DeepMind, it's a small company that acquired by Google, when they trained AlphaFold to predict protein structures. Up to that point, all the proteins that discovered by the humanity from the dawn of the history up to 2020 were like, 200 million proteins, I guess. But from that time up to now, we can predict new proteins, new protein structures. And you from the medical field know that the protein structure determines its functionality. That's a huge invention, and it deserved a Nobel Prize. But the models are artificial intelligence. They are not medical. They are artificial intelligence. So this problem could be used in the protein structure, but it also can be drawn to other fields. In physics, the foundation discovery, the backpropagation that was put by Geoffrey Hinton in 1986, that brought them to get a Nobel Prize in 2024. Maybe the physicists don't like this idea of, like, computer scientists or artificial intelligence. They say the artificial intelligence is an application of computer physics, but it's not physics, pure physics. It's a huge invention anyway, and it's going on. I guess it at some certain point, it might take all the prizes, the Nobel prizes, even the literature. There are a huge race, international race on artificial intelligence. It started in 2016. It became very heated in 2017 when Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, made a statement at the beginning of the schooling season. He said, uh, "Those who understand and grasp and control AI will control the future." Ever since all countries started producing their national AI strategies, and becomes a huge race, specifically in the military and the weaponization and the military industry. It's a huge one right now. Uh, the AI summer, see the number of months to reach 100 million users. Google Translate, it took 78 months. The Uber took 70 months, Spotify, and so on. ChatGPT only took 2 months to reach 100 million users. Artificial intelligence became a service. Previously, we are experienced to software as a service, to cloud as a service. No one knows where is their email right now. The email, when it started, you have to rent a server and make it a mail server. Right now, we don't know physically where is our emails, where is the attachments that come to our emails, and that's called the cloud service, cloud as a service. Right now, we live in the era of artificial intelligence as a service, and those who become fluent in prompt engineering and so on will be the smartest, despite their IQ might be less than ours. right? But it also has a downside when we over rely on generative AI or artificial intelligence. We stop our brains from working. This picture resembles a student just graduated from Bangladesh University or the university in Bangladesh, and he was giving credit of his graduation to ChatGPT. That's another problem. This is a very funny tweet from this account say your future doctor is using ChatGPT to pass medical school. So we have to be fit, healthy, and exercising so that we don't get into troubles in the future. AI also uh, makes a huge threat to employment. So it will take some people's job. There are two schools of thoughts. One of them, people who are frightened from AI taking their jobs, and there are some optimists who say AI will, give us the power and so on and so on. But these are the news nowadays. Excuse me. So these are Shopify. The Shopify laid off over 8,000 jobs. Yeah, because of AI. The Shopify CEO was telling the team, the recruiting team, you have to consider AI before trying to appoint someone. Yeah. So there is a new anxiety. It's called the AI anxiety, where people fear their jobs being replaced by AI, and AI doom or AI hope for people who are over optimistic by the AI promise. So these are the two school of thoughts. Okay, I'm fine. AI will not do anything, and the AI anxiety, AI will replace doctors, and there are some moderate people who say AI will give us a new opportunity. These are the top 10 jobs that are on the top list of jobs that will be threatened by AI: the radiology, the pathology, and so on and so on. I'm sure you know about this, don't you? So this Eyal and Sheba at Sheba Medical Center give this a huge statement, and I believe this is the right thing. In the future, AI will not replace clinicians. Clinicians who use AI will replace clinicians who don't use AI. Okay, these are different types of generative AI. When we uh, talk about generative AI, that means we are talking about subfield of the natural language processing, NLP, right? So it has different modalities. The text part, that's ChatGPT, the text generation. And then the image part, an example is DALI. And then it has the video generation, like R Runway. And then they have the audio generation, and they have the code generation. And when we train the large language models, we usually have input from all data, not only text, not only data, the images, not only videos, but the combination of them. And we don't focus on just one language. We have a mix of all languages in order for the model not to hallucinate, right? So the return of investment, or the prediction of the value that the generative AI will bring to the economy, has been predicted by McKinsey report that in 2030, the generative AI will add between 2.6 to 4.4 trillion dollars to the world economy through 63 use cases that has been analyzed. Okay, so try to finish the theoretical part quickly. The graffiti white paper in AI News, they analyzed 60,000 published paper, okay? And the study found that the share of AI written articles became increased after the ChatGPT launch, peaking more than the articles that were written by humans the same year, the same months of the previous year. So the AI empowered us in writing more articles and publish more articles. Yeah. So AI is transforming the role it's transformative, has a transformative role in healthcare. It's revolutionizing healthcare by transforming data collection, analysis, transcription, dissemination in medical writing, and challenging traditional conservative patterns in medical literature. The impact also in scientific writing, the tools are helping efficiency and accuracy in medical writing through grammar checking, plagiarism detection, reference management, automated summaries, and data analysis, and translation capabilities. We can write in any language and translate to other. Understanding the role is crucial for the medical professionals and physicians, researchers to maintain high standard in research. It gives us the opportunity to quickly publish and disseminate knowledge so that your peers will benefit from that elsewhere in the world, right? So the opportunities that are available because of the AI and the revolution that we are experimenting right now, the literature review and summarization, we have lots of AI tools that can help us um, uh, view the literature, revise it, and so on. And then the drafting and editing, that's another part where the AI can help us, and the automatic references. There are several rules that is being used for the medical personnel. This one was published in a 2024 paper using artificial intelligence in academic writing and research, the Journal of Medical Internet Research. You can go and check that paper. However, there are some ethical considerations. The ethical considerations comes from the stages that we built the AI, from the data. We have a very famous sentence in the computer science where we tell you, like, garbage in, garbage out. If you have unstructured data that's being used to train your models, then your models might not be the best in the field. So you have to curate your data very well, invest some time, and you have to collect data continuously in order to have a better model. And data, it became the new gold and the new oil of our era. Another issue, ethical consideration in the scientific writing using AI or AI-powered writing, is the authorship. Some people mix writing using ChatGPT or any other tool, and they think or consider the tool itself could be an author. AI tools cannot be listed as an author. It's you, the writer or the innovator or the researcher, only can be listed as an author. And there's a consensus between different publishers the international guidelines that has been set by a committee of medical journal editors. So if you use also an AI, the committee require you to disclose that. You have to disclose where you use the AI and to what extent. Have you used it in summarization, in drafting, in referencing, or whatever. The accountability also in the legal part, you are accountable. You as a human, not we cannot put ChatGPT or Gemini or Manus as an accountable body because they don't have a legal persona up to now, right? So there is another issue is being posed by the AI tools, which is the plagiarism, because there is no static database that we can compare and match from. These are generative AI. That means it generates new articles or new text or new product each time, based on your preference, based on your personality, based on the time, the location, and too many features that triangulate when you use it. And finally, the transparency. Yeah, you have to disclose and put a disclaimer that we use here and there, and you have to put also confidence level of the AI generated text. Okay, so now I go in more details on the bias. There are real case example, the racial and gender bias in medical AI models, the algorithmic disparity in dermatology datasets. That Nature Medicine 2024 paper, it's became the classic example of AI bias in the medical field. And then the authorship, there is also another paper that was published in 2025. The attribution was not to real researchers. It just made up some names, and the people get the paper published. And after a considerable amount of review, they discover that the authors are not there. Those people are not exist. Okay, and the accountability part, some paper were retracted because of fabricated data. Okay, this is another classic example. The plagiarism, also nonsense AI generated papers were listed in the paper, and it was copied as well. That's another issue. People are copying from non-real papers. The transparency part, there was a huge non-disclosure crisis hidden in the AI use research. A study by the American Association for Cancer Research found that 36% of abstract contained AI-generated text. Only 9% of them were disclosed that they use generative AI. And people might be ashamed or feel the stigma if they declare that they are using AI. That's not a problem. You can still declare that you use the AI and maintain the originality and innovation and creativity of your work. So these are the challenges and risks of AI. AI can hallucinate. We as people, we do that, and these are inherited from people. We have people with dementia who hallucinate. We have people who have, the different conditions. They hallucinate. The AI also hallucinate, and sometimes we don't know why. That's the black box of AI. Sometimes because of the data, sometimes because of the algorithms, sometimes because of the programming, and sometimes the combination, all of the above. There's another problem, is the over-reliance. That's another risk when people just, put their minds completely to rest. and use the AI as the point of departure and the destination as well. The third risk and challenge, that's the privacy and patient data security. We now have some models, benchmarks, and standards that we have to use. In the US, we have, the HIPAA, and in I guess in UK you have the NIH, and then WHO also has an effort on this. And here in Qatar, it's not covering well. I mean, worldwide, there is no global consensus on the usage of AI in medical field. They are still new, experimenting, and so on. There is no clear rule that people could be governed by. However, we know the standard of data privacy and patient privacy. Finally, the people could lose their originality also if they are over rely on AI generated content, because it lack novel insight or creativity. Sometimes it repeats itself on the way they approach, especially if you are not familiar or fluent on prompting the models. Here are the risks and challenges in more details: the hallucinations, incorrect data, the over-reliance. Each one of them, I'll share the presentation with you after the session. Each one of them has a specific case, okay, lack of originality. The best practice in using AI in writing, scientific writing, is first, we have to be responsible. We have to use the AI as an assistant, not a replacement. It's inappropriate to use, like to give a prompt for AI to write you a paper, and then you try to publish that paper without any intervention or revision from your side. And then fact checking. AI is hallucinating, and it's hallucinating all the time. If you don't revise the work, you are accountable, right? And then that's why you have to fact check, and you fact check with the AI what the AI has produced. And citation management is a very good practice that people can use. And then the peer review support. Here the suggested workflow. You initialize the draft using an AI assistant, that's fine. And then you have human review and refinement. You intervene, you are in the loop always. And then you have the AI assisted editing and formatting. And finally, I have to put this just a little bit up. Finally, you have the final human verification. And then it goes to the peer review, right? Here's the best practice in more details: the responsible use, the AI medical documentation, and then the fact checking, the citation management, the peer review support, right? So the future outlook of AI in scientific writing is that it gives us the ability to deep integration in research workflows. It also evolve of journal submission platforms, right? Publication platforms will incorporate advanced AI detection mechanisms. It's not there yet. It will automate the disclosure requirements of using AI and integrate the AI assistance for formatting and compliance checking. And finally, the human AI collaboration model. It's not only AI, it's not only human. Rather, it's a collaboration between them. The future points toward symbiotic relationship where AI enhances the efficiency and data processing, while human expertise provide the critical thinking and ethical oversight, right? So here's the projected adoption of AI tools in medical publishing. AI is a very powerful tool. It's try to mimic our own intelligence, which is unlimited. And then we have to use a balanced approach. The human expertise remain indispensable. AI efficiency plus human expertise will yield to quality research. Yeah. Now I want to go to the hands-on part where we can have our learning objective achieved. First, I want you to point your browser to Storm. It's a tool that help us. Okay, let me share the link with you here in the chat. Okay. Can you please check? AI assistant is application. AI assistant is any AI tool that we use to assist us to accomplish certain goal. ChatGPT is an AI assistant. Manus is an agent, but an assistant and so on. So when we say AI assistant, we mean the tools. Okay. Are you all pointing your browser towards Storm? Storm. Okay, I'll share my screen here. I'm pointing towards Storm RAM. I'll go to the pre-quiz responses. It's very good. I'll check this part where I ask you to suggest a research title we can use to practice, right? I'll check the last one. Impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction. Now we want to conduct a research. Where do we start? You can open the mics now, give people opportunity to unmute themselves. You can unmute yourself. Can you please raise your hand and suggest? We want to conduct a research titled Impact of Telemedicine in Patient Satisfaction.
I think we can start with knowing what's the problem that we're trying to solve.
Okay, the formulate the problem, huh? Problem definition.
I suggest the
What is the
starting
name? The name is not here. What's your name, please? Zoom user.
Al-Tahir.
Al-Tahir.
Yes.
Okay.
Al-Tahir Hassan. I think before formulate the question, we can start by literature review.
Okay, Mumtaz. That's great. Start with the literature review. Try to find out what other people have came up. Amal?
Yes, I think we need to know what database we are going to use. Then the keywords, we should identify our keywords. Then we will conduct the search.
Okay. Okay, so let's go. And we pointed already our browsers towards Storm, right? Storm. So Storm is a project, it's a creative project from Stanford University. They are trying to manage the knowledge better. Yeah. So we put here our suggestion, the title that was proposed by one of the researchers here, the respondents. Impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction. Okay. And I push this, create an article. This using AI, by the way. It generates, see, generating. That's part of the generative AI. They ask us about the purpose. So I am conducting a training session for medical personnel. Okay, submit. Impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction. Generating your article, it may take 3 minutes, okay? See, now the tool, the AI tool, is doing what we're supposed to do as the researchers, right? It browses, it goes and read articles related to the topic. So that's the literature review, right? It browsed PMC, this article, impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction, generating your article in 3 minutes. Finish leveraging the internal knowledge. Okay. You can here see the brainstorming session. First, basic facts. This is the first question it posed. What are the main factors that contribute to patient satisfaction in telemedicine? Okay. In that regard, it went and summarized this finding. Several factors contribute to patient satisfaction in telemedicine, reflecting both the technological and impersonal aspects of health delivery. Here's the convenience and accessibility. That's number one. And then number two, ease of use and technological quality. That's number two, the other factor. Number three, the communication and engagement. Number four, the trust and confidence, right? This is number one. So these are the facts. These are the main questions that were posed by this tool, the AI tool. So that's intelligence, right? And then the patient advocate. This is another aspect that it covered during the search. What specific features of telemedicine have you found most beneficial in terms of convenience? This question is the prompt that the tool, the AI tool, used in the model. Okay. These are the guiding questions. It puts context. First, the basic fact writer, patient advocate, healthcare provider. This is the perspective from healthcare provider, and then the technology specialist. These are the 5 or the 4 pillars that used to prompt. This is how it thought of the problem. And then here's the summary. The impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction has emerged a significant area of focus in healthcare delivery, COVID-19 pandemic, right? Here's a historical context, benefits of telemedicine, improved accessibility. These are sub titles, the patient satisfaction metrics, the comparative studies, previous studies, right? The challenges and limitations, strategies for improvement, right? And future directions. Okay. So if we think that the article is good enough, then we put our rating, and then here's a quiz style. What are strengths, comprehensive outlines you see in the article produced by Storm? You give them feedback on the findings, the article that was generated in the topic, right? How can I get this? I can get all produced article, the text here, the impact of telemedicine, as a PDF file. If we click here, down, show as PDF, that's a downloadable PDF, right? And we find in the PDF itself the references that it went to and read, right? If we click on this one, facilitator, we find it's a Mere publications, facilitators and barriers to the adoption of telemedicine during first year of COVID-19 systematic review, right? So that's the references. Whoa, I guess stop. The library. Okay, here. So here's the PDF file. Right here, the references. I can go and put them the format that I want, like, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver, whatever. This is the first tool, AI tool, that I can use just to have an idea, literature review, manage the knowledge that's available in this context. Is this all the knowledge that's available in this context? No. It's just a glimpse of it. Have you used this before? Now I'll go to advanced stage. I'll complicate it a little bit. I will take the output of this PDF as an input in another tool, AI tool. Suppose that me as a computer scientist want to understand what the medical doctor want to understand about the telemedicine. Just, out of curiosity, I want to understand how the telemedicine works. What is the impact of telemedicine in, engineers' satisfaction or patient satisfaction? Okay. Suppose that I want to understand the same thing or the same conclusions that the medical doctor want to understand. I will download this PDF file, telemedicine. Okay, I'll put here the file. Okay. Now I'll go to another AI tool, and this AI tool called Notebook LM. Have you used it? You can find it here in the chat, Notebook LM. Yes, you can. You can add any more, parameters to the research. It's up to you. I just picked up the title that was suggested by your colleague in the questionnaire. Okay. So here's Notebook LM. I'll create a new notebook. New. And here, the first thing it asks me about is the sources. Okay. So I'll choose upload sources, and the source that I will upload is the PDF file that was produced by Storm AI. Okay. Telemedicine impact on patient satisfaction and accessibility. What you see here, it made a very concise summary of the document itself. Mind that this summary is different than what the original PDF says. See here, impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction. The impact of telemedicine on patient satisfaction has emerged as a significant area of focus in right? Here, it says this source, that document that I uploaded to the system, to Notebook LM, it summarizes it. The source provides a comprehensive report examining the impact of telemedicine on patient satisfaction, which has been significant focus on following the rapid expansion and so on and so on. Now I'm a computer scientist. I want to understand telemedicine, impact on patient satisfaction and accessibility. The first thing I can use here to understand, it appeals to your learning style. We have different learning styles. People prefer, some people prefer to learn visually, some people with audio, some people with kinesthetic, right? So I'll start with the mind map. See the mind map? I want to understand what the document and how to understand this document, right? So it generates mind map here based on one source. Here on the left, we have the sources. The first source, or the only source we have right now, is the PDF file. If I go and click on this mind map, it shows me what inside that document. Inside that document is the impact of telemedicine on patient satisfaction. inside that document, it has summary and context, benefits of telemedicine. These are the headlines, factors influencing patient satisfaction, challenges and limitations, the barriers, and strategy for improvement and the future directions. If I go to the sub also, I'll find in the summary of and context, it has definition, remote interaction that made from WHO, and uses ICT to enhance access. That's another definition. And then the rapid expansion, accelerated by COVID-19 pandemic. And then the summary and context also includes the key outcomes here: improved efficiency and high satisfaction, approximately 85. And then we have the benefits, see, improve accessibility and so on. And then we have more in improved. So it gives us a taxonomy of what the documents inside. Okay. Thus, for the visual learners, it's heaven, right? Cost effectiveness. Now, see the magic. If I want to go deep dive in just one branch of this mind map, if I go to reduce need for physical infrastructure, I go here, it will generate. These are prompting my document. So instead of going and prompting ChatGPT or any general usage AI, I'm prompting the document that I provided to Notebook LM. So here, the prompt is discuss what these sources say about reduce need for physical infrastructure in larger context of cost effective. It says here in the sources explicitly define reduction, la, 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 la. Okay. Now I'll go and use another tool. Now you got the point, right? I can go and click here on improve quality, and then it generates another conclusion, another summary of this branch only. Okay. If I click here on future directions, it will generate only the findings of the future directions from the source that I provided, right? But this is only one source. What other sources that I can provide in order to understand the 360 of impact of telemedicine in patient satisfaction? I can go and add sources. These sources could be from Google Workplace, like Google Drive, if I have the documents, the PDFs, if I have books, if I have whatever. It could be a link. I can add a website. I can add YouTube, right? It also give me the capability of just pasting a text that I found somewhere, highlighted and copied, right? So let's go and do maybe a YouTube. In YouTube, ask me about the URL of the YouTube. If I go to YouTube, youtube.com, and then I find telemedicine and patient satisfaction. Okay, on YouTube. Virtual health technologies. Okay, if I get this URL and put it here, insert. So it goes to YouTube and bring that video. If I click on the video, it gives me a summary, ongoing COVID. So here's a summary that has been produced by the tool itself. It goes to the metadata, any transcription of the video on YouTube, and bring it back. Okay. If I click here, I go and discover. See, now instead of add, I will discover. Discover what? Okay, I'll discover telemedicine and patient satisfaction. I ask it here, to medicine in GCC. Okay, now it goes and search the web itself and try to bring me something from there. This is a Google search inside the Notebook LM. And Notebook LM is a Google product, so that it has the capability of integrating with all Google products. See here the sources: perception, usability, and satisfaction with telemedicine, United Arab Emirates. Okay, I don't want this one. The impact of COVID-19 and the prevalence and in the Middle East. Okay, I need that one. PDF, patients and provider satisfaction with telemedicine in Riyadh. Okay, I'll use that one. Utilizing telemedicine improve kida GCC countries, exploratory. Okay. So I have voices of GCC population value. I import that one. Import all these sources. Some sources will be open source or open access. Notebook LM can grab them and put it as a sources. Some of them will be closed source for journals that need subscription. It cannot bring them. And we'll see that like this one. See here, source is empty. In this case, I remove the source from the sources that I will be using. Okay. See, all of these are attempts to understand what is the topic. Me as a computer scientist, someone as a, from a geography field, some other from business administration, we can use this tool to understand, to make summaries, to write report about it and so on. So if we just, for the sake of time, I can unselect. All the sources are here selected. This one is not, it's empty. Okay. This one is empty. I'll remove it, remove source. Okay. So now I have the sources. This one is mine, the first one that I uploaded. And these are sources that I grabbed from the internet. So if I select all and unselect the source that I have, and I ask the tools here, if I ask the tool, okay, to give me another mind map from the web pages that I grabbed. This is another mind map. The first one solely on the PDF file that I uploaded to. The second is from the web pages that it grabbed from discovering the internet. So here we have another mind map. Again, this is for visual learners like myself. Telemedicine and patient satisfaction, GCC, telehealth adoption. We go here, COVID-19 impact accelerator, and then dramatic increase, معرف اليوز كده, future wellness. Again, if we click on any branch, it will generate a prompt to ask the document, the sources about the content inside. The main advantage of doing so is that now we reduce the hallucinations. Previously, we asked ChatGPT to go and scan all the data and the new data that is finding and discovering on the internet to answer our query. Now, we only ask the sources that we have. So we are managing the citation from within the document. So it cannot go beyond the documents and the references that I have given to it. Okay. So this is another. I can use save notes because, similar to when you study, you write notes using your handwriting, you write them on notepad or whatever. It becomes notes that I will use in scientific writing later. So I save this note. The note itself, I can convert it to a source. Okay. When I convert it to a course, the source, it becomes here, right? And it takes the title of significant future willingness, right? If I take this out, convert to a source, see, Now I have another sources. See this source from YouTube and so on. Now I can also generate not only mind map, I can generate an audio overview. This one is a heaven for those who learn by audio, people who prefer web podcast. Let's see what's available here. If I click here, I can see a deep dive or a brief critique and debate. It gives me the option to produce short voice or default, which is medium, and then the long one. It also gives me a type, different languages that I can use, including the Arabic language, right? Let's say I do it short in English and I want it brief. And here I can put more prompts to the sources that I have, okay? So I tell it, I tell the system, focus on the efficiency of the telemedicine during the pandemic and the return of investment. Okay, so now it will produce a sound brief and focusing on these aspects, right? Generate. It will take some time generating the audio overview, right? Now I'll go to another capability of the tool, which is the video overview. Can I produce a video out of these sources? Yes, I can. Also, I can do explainer, which is deep dive. It goes and check all the references and bring me the highlights or bring me details in each aspect. And also here, I can ask on the things that I need the tool to focus on, right? See, let's do auto select. I'll do it a brief one, and then the video shouldn't exceed 2 minutes. This is for the sake of the time. Okay, generate. This is another one. If I am busy, if I have anything else, I can go. If I want to cook, if I want to go and play football, just leave it. It's an agent that does the stuff. It's an AI assistant, does the stuff on behalf of you. I can also produce a report similar to the report that came here, right? This is a report, right? I can produce another report. A report, I can use this report as a study guide, or I want to do it a blog post. I can briefing about the documents that I have uploaded to. I can create my own. It could be this report as a strategic plan or policy proposal. It gives me the structure of each one of them, the informational pamphlet or the lesson plan for those who teach and train, right? If I say, okay, I need it as a study guide, and then the language, I can also put prompts, more prompts here. I can generate. These are the products. Now we have the first one. It's available, the telemedicine cost and efficiency.
This is the brief on the efficiency and return on investment of telemedicine following the pandemic.
Remember, I asked it to calculate the return of investment and put highlight and focus on that one.
So a bunch of sources have been looking at how telehealth just exploded, especially during the COVID crisis. And they're asking the big question, is virtual care actually cost effective? And, does it really work for us going forward? All right, let's get into it. First up, the pandemic really was a catalyst. It forced the rapid development of these robust telehealth systems. And guess what? It proved they were operationally efficient, even under extreme pressure. What really sealed the deal for physicians, though, was the quality. Most doctors surveyed agreed that telemedicine complements traditional care and does not reduce the overall quality of healthcare delivery. Second, for the average person, the return on investment is pretty clear. Patient surveys showed a huge majority of users, we're talking over 80%, felt the technology saved them money, and more than half said it saved them a bunch of time. It just makes sense, right? It cuts out the cost and the hassle of travel for everyone involved. The initial cost. I mean, setting up that kind of infrastructure requires a substantial financial investment, and that's a major obstacle. So overcoming that is going to take some really careful planning and cost-benefit analysis. Telehealth definitely proved its worth in a crisis, but its long-term future really depends on getting over those significant upfront financial hurdles.
So this is a very brief audio overview of the documents that I've given it, right? So now I asked the tool to do a video and another longer version of the voice. I also asked the tool to make a report. See, here's the report. Telemedicine future policy reform, save response are view only. See, here's the report. I can convert to a source, and that would help me to reference as a source here. So I make summaries, I make reports, I make audio files, I make video files, and I change them to source. So I don't have to come and read all the documents again, right? And I can always select and deselect. I'm going. So here's the sources, and it shows me where they are coming from. Okay, physical. This is the NIH, right? Now we can understand stuff better sometimes when we check the two sides of the story. We can check who are against and who are pro certain opinion, right? That's the debate type of audio. I'm ask it to make a debate also. But what I want to show you, for the sake of time, we can also, create flashcards to help us study. See, here's the flashcards. Where's the flashcards? This is the report. This is the report. I can also here see the prompt that created the report itself. You are a highly capable research assistant and tutor. Create a detailed study guide designed to review understanding of sources. Create a quiz with 10 short answers, 2 to 3 sentences each, and include separate answer key. So just 5 is safe for math questions and so on. So the prompt is what makes the experience very good. The tool itself is smart enough to create prompts on behalf of you. You just click, right? Okay, let me see. Video, audio, flashcards. This is another sort of helping you to understand a complex issue. See, according to the World Health Organization, what is the definition of telemedicine? See the answer? It defines as remote interaction. So if you have an exam, and you have a lot, you as a medical specialist, it helps you study by yourself, yeah? It defines as remote interactions between healthcare provider and patients using information and communication technologies. Okay, explain this. Okay, now when I say explain, it goes and prompt the system and give me elaboration on what's available. The flashcard accurately presents the definition of telemedicine according to the WHO, and so on and so on. It's very useful. Very useful. Okay. See? Now we have the mind maps, the report. Yeah. This is the response. And then we have deep dive. Okay. So let's see the deep dive here.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Deep
Today
dive.
we're looking at one of the world's most rapidly changing.
See, the first one, the brief voice, was just only 1 minute, right? The deep dive, it produced 12 and a half minutes. Here, the deep
Sectors.
dive.
Healthcare in the Gulf Cooperation Council, or the GCC countries. There are just massive, almost unprecedented funds flowing into modernization there. A huge focus on tech adoption.
This is the brief on the efficiency and return on investment of telemedicine following the pandemic. So a bunch of sources have been looking
Here, see the interactive mode.
Welcome.
See the interactive mode here. This is a podcast between two hosts. They are speaking about certain topic that you prompt, and it made the deep dive. See the deep dive.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at one of the world's most rapidly changing sectors. Healthcare in the Gulf Cooperation Council, or the GCC countries. There are just massive, almost unprecedented funds flowing into modernization there. A huge focus on tech adoption, things like telehealth, and maybe
see the magic now. This podcast, I can join them and ask them a prompt about what they are talking about right now.
Most importantly, redefining what patient value even means.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive. We're pulling together findings from some major systematic reviews and population surveys across. Oh, hey, I think our listeners got something to say.
Yes, I want to prompt about the Qatar and Saudi Arabia specifically. If your deep dive will mention them, please put more emphasis on that one. Thank you.
Oh, that's a fantastic prompt. And thank you for chiming in.
We absolutely will put more emphasis there.
Saudi Arabia, or KSA, is actually central to our discussion.
It's where the majority of the recent studies we're looking at were conducted.
And we have specific data on both KSA and Qatar, particularly regarding their digital health initiatives.
We'll be talking about KSA's Vision 2030 and how the push for privatization affects access.
And we can bring in some details about patient attitudes toward apps like Seha in Saudi Arabia.
So this one is not is not magic. There is no genie behind this tool, but that's what AI can offer us right now. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Me as a computer scientist, I find this amazing, and the capabilities are over there. So you have here the audio overview, you have the video overview, you have the mind map and the reports and the flashcard, and finally you can make quizzes, from the topic. Remember that when we did the mind map here, I can make quiz, I can make video, I can make audio, can make report in each one of these branches here. So here, determinations, I can put here, right? This one, I can make a video using the prompt. So I can create a deep dive, and another audio, video overview that not exceed 2 minutes. See? Now I prompt this branch, only this branch, realization of efficiency and so on. So guys, now you have a very powerful AI tool that can help you. It's called the Storm, can help you create the literature review and manage the data. But also, I can use another tool to bring the references. See the references here in the PDF file. If from the references, these references, I need, 2 or 3 references to go and explore more factors influencing user decisions of telemedicine applications. This report is produced, all the text here, from these references. I can go and just check one of them. Okay. It's limited. I cannot use this reference. Let's find another one that's accessible. Okay, minimizing telemedicine barriers in rural. Okay. I can use this URL, the website here. I put it here as a reference, add, I go to link, website, and then paste the URL, right? It will bring it as a reference, as a source from there. Okay. The only thing that I need to be careful of, like, keep tracking of the name of the source. Yeah. Uncheck all sources and then choose only the source that I want to summarize here in the studio, audio, video. It always goes to the sources that I put when I use the flashcards, quiz reports, and so on. These are tools, AI tools. I hope it will help you, like, become more productive and start writing your research. One final thing is that we can always ask ChatGPT or Gemini, for instance. Let's ask ChatGPT. Okay. Ask it if I copy, for instance, if I copy all the sources, here in this document. It's not a URL, but I have the document file. I can ask ChatGPT, okay, here's a file, this file, it's the same PDF. I'll ask it, return all the URLs only. So this document has URLs, the web addresses. I want only the web addresses. I can return that from the document. Okay. See. Now I can copy this, and bring it to the tool, add link websites. I can paste all the websites here. Right? I have to be careful because if there is a website that is not written well or there is a text, it has a problem. Okay. Okay, let's take it from here. Okay, now I can put insert. See, now it's bringing the sources, not the summary, and pointing to the references. I can put all the URLs and then again start to make audio overview. I can make debate between two parties. I can interact. Any source that's invalid, I just remove all failed sources. Now I have another one. So this is an exercise, just for you guys to use these tools, Storm and Notebook LM, and happy research, writing, and publishing. That's it for me. If you have any question, I'd be more than happy to answer.
Thank you very
Assalamu
much.
alaikum.
Thank you very much, Dr.
Okay.
Anwar, for
Yes, there is a one request here I can fulfill right now, which is
yeah.
the video. Yeah, the video is finished, I guess. Yeah, studio. The video is here. Here's the video. 1 minute.
Telemedicine is everywhere now, but what's really going on behind the screen? Let's find out. Okay, so the big picture looks great. A huge majority of patients are satisfied with telehealth. But when you dig a little deeper, satisfaction is kind of tricky. What do patients truly value? Turns out, it's not just about a quick fix. People want a good quality of life over just a successful recovery. All right, let's flip the script. What's it like for doctors? The data shows high adoption, but also high risk. Get this, over half the doctors in one study are using their own smart devices for patient care. But here's the kicker, only about a fifth of them actually knew the official guidelines for it. And this shows just how risky that is. This knowledge gap is having real-world consequences for providers. And outside the doctor's office, there's another huge challenge preventing this from being for everyone. Almost 30% of people in rural areas don't have good internet. That's a massive gap in access. So what's the solution? How do we build a better, fairer system for everyone involved? The focus has to be on smart policy, patient-first design, and, actually closing these access gaps. Which all leads to this one big question. I mean, the whole future of healthcare could depend on it.
Okay, that's the video produced by the tool. I ask it to be brief, so it's 1 minute, only 1 minute. It could be longer, it could be deep dive and so on. So you have to experiment and get back to me. Please teach me something that I don't know about the tool. This is what I know about it, and I'm here, sharing my 2 cents with you guys. I hope this will be reflected on your patients and the quality of life that you're providing. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Anwar. That's really very detailed presentation, very high expertise, and it really feels magic, as you mentioned earlier. But I believe it's all about practice and navigating through the applications. But thank you very much for bringing those applications forward. There was I have a question before I throw another question from the audience. You said you mentioned you'll be sharing the presentation with us. So I think just for the others, on the registration form that you filled, we have your emails. So we'll be emailing that presentation to you, inshallah. And another announcement that I would like to make, the recording will be available on the YouTube channel, Sadaq YouTube channel that I've put the link to the channel. It will be hopefully by tomorrow morning it will be uploaded. And the link, will try to send the link together with the presentation to your emails. So one question, Dr. Anwar, from the audience: the resources that are being used, for example, by Storm, are they just the open resources, or does it go even deep dive into the locked, or the ones that
It will bring
request
you,
access?
yes, thank you for the question. The question is very important. It brings you only the URL. It shows you where that article are available, but it cannot go beyond the username and password, or the gates, the closed gates.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
Google now is using the Notebook LM to understand how we use generative AI in scientific writing. It gathers from all of us. So now it's free, it's open, everyone can experiment with that. I guess sometime soon it will be closed and subscription based. So use your time, the free time now.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, you can either type on the chat, or you can just raise a hand if you want to speak up. so that the raising hand will give us better organization so that we have an easier flow of speakers. So questions are highly welcome. Yeah, we have from Sudanese nurses. Please go ahead. The name, please, because I know it's an organizational email or access, I believe.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Yeah, this Musab is speaking. Fortunately, I'm using the link of our organization, and it is kind of linked to my phone. That's why it shows. But this is Musab. I'm from Sudanese Nursing Organization in Qatar. I would like to thank Dr. Khalid for organizing like such amazing and fascinating and very informative presentation. And thank you for Dr. Ammar as well for this honestly fruitful presentation as well. Just before I ask, I would like to say honestly, it is kind of opportunistic for us and great chance because we have planned to have like such lecture for our like members, and we were asking someone to reach out Dr. Ammar, but fortunately we had this and we used the announcement and the link that shared by Dr. Khalid to invite and to disseminate that piece of thing. So thank you so much for organizing and thank you so much for Sudanese doctors here in Qatar. I would like to ask about the authenticity of the data that we could get from AI. And you have mentioned like some hallucination may be taking place. And we have experienced this honestly. We get a lot of like feedback from ChatGPT, and when we check the source, we're gonna find it is kind of made up by ChatGPT, and there is no any like existing even like authentication for like such. So any way of making our search more authenticated and like just I need you to elaborate on this area.
Thank you, Dr. Musab, for the question. And I'll be happy to respond to your invitation to give a session for the Sudanese nurses. I wear different hats. I'm the founder and the chair of the Sudanese Researchers Foundation, and we respond and answer many invitations as Sudanese researchers in general, but also here for the Sudanese professional associations, the nurses, the doctors, the lab technicians, and so on. I'd be more than happy, for all of you to be fluent in AI, because that will be reflected on our future as Sudanese professionals and on individual level. That's fine, no problem with that. We can see when is the appropriate time to do that. Second, AI hallucinates because it draws the intelligence from the people. People hallucinate as well. The problem we are solving using the notebook LM right now is containing that hallucinations, right? We don't ask, the librarian who knows everything about the books in the world or the web. I'm asking my bookshelf from the references that I have right now. Yeah, medicine, nursing, computer science. Only answer me from those books, so that it keeps hallucination at bay. And that's why I introduced the Notebook LM as a tool, because it uses a technology in artificial intelligence. It's called the RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. And I'll share my screen again here from the presentation, because I didn't want to go too technical, but it's very important to explain this, right? So the Retrieval Augmented Generation, we have the question that I want to post, right? Usually people go to the LLM, the large language model, like ChatGPT and Google Gemini, and ask their question, and then they get the response. Here, in the retrieval augmented generation, here's the user. You ask the AI from the references, the sources that I give you, right? So here's the boundary that you could play with. The AI prepare the tool like Notebook LM, it prepares the prompt from the retrieved report or summary. Remember, when we put the document, it made a summary, right? That summary is a prompt. When I ask another prompt, it adds that prompt to the new prompt, and then it asks the AI, prompt from my data, prompt this data, these sources, and then give me the response. That's a huge difference between the hallucinations from outside. So the hallucination problem is being solved by tools like uh, the Notebook LM. That's why I introduced this document, right? This concept of this tool.
Well, thank you very much for the answer.
Thank you.
Before we give the Regent Ala or Ala, I don't know. Just Dr. Anwar, on the presentation that you're going to share, if you can kindly add the links for the Notebook LM and Storm. If you can just include them in the presentation that you'll be sharing with us.
You know, I'm not only included the links to Storm, but I also included a link to the session that I used, the Notebook LM. So the
Okay.
link to the telemedicine, this one.
Mhm.
I also included a summary for this lecture using Notebook LM. So I gave it as a source, the presentation file, and I asked it to make a video out of my presentation file, and we can run that. It's already, I uploaded on YouTube. We can run that after you finish your questions, because
Oh,
by doing so, I can achieve my learning outcome.
yeah. Thank you very much. So, Arij, if you can just go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Dr. Anwar, for this beautiful, valuable lecture. And thank you, Dr. Khalid and Sadaq Group for giving this beautiful opportunity for us. I don't know, it's kind of question or comment, but maybe you help me with that. The challenge that there is a lot of AI tool now in the market. When I'm doing kind of research now, and when I'm like look for AI tool that could help me, I found like more than 200 application. Most of it like need payment, like very few is free, like it's just free trial for short period without all the like advantage or feature of the program. So I get like confused how I can choose or like put like my standard for application that really it's more valuable for me, and yani I can take the risk and pay for it and then use it. So any like.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. For the first time in the human history, human invented a technology that can help them to learn about how to use that technology. When we invented the car never taught us how to drive the car, right? When we invented the plane or the aircrafts, they never help us learn how to navigate them or to use them or how to efficiently. For the first time, we produce a technology called AI. The AI can help us understand how to use AI. That's very fascinating. Let's do a hands-on experiment on this. So I go to ChatGPT. Okay, where is ChatGPT? ChatGPT. I make a new chat here. I ask ChatGPT, I want to conduct a research on telemedicine. Okay, it understands because it's a large language model. Telemedicine and its impact on patient satisfaction. Okay, it should be less than 5 pages. 5 pages. And then citations are Chicago. Okay. Writing style is professional tone. Okay. Now, who say I can just send that prompt? Is it good enough to send it? Arij, can you answer me?
I think still we need to add more.
Okay. Propose more. Throw to me.
Maybe you can specify the number of
Okay.
words
Number of what?
per
Number of words. Of words per page. Not exceed مثلا 100 words. Okay. What else? Some people are writing on the chat. I see. You're very geeky. Define the role. You are an academic researcher. Okay, I'll copy that. Okay, you are an academic researcher. What else? Shoot me. See, now I told you the technology can help us learn how to use it. See, all what I've written so far, that's me. I want ChatGPT to help me know how to use ChatGPT in an efficient way. So I put all what I've written into quotations here, and I'll ask ChatGPT itself, what is the best prompt for the following? The following, that's what I've written. And I click. Now I want the prompt from ChatGPT itself. Right? The best prompt. You are an academic writer, researcher. Write a concise research paper, maximum 5 pages, not exceeding KIDA, on the topic impact of KIDA satisfaction. Okay? Academic tone, include introduction, methodology, overview. I've forgotten the paper structure. Key findings from recent literature, discussion, include use Chicago style, author's date, إلى آخره إلى آخره. Okay? Now it offers me to generate the full 5 pages. No, I won't. Now I'll ask, what is the best AI model to use or to run this prompt on? Be honest and specific. Because it has bias to the website ChatGPT itself, right? Best model, ChatGPT. Yeah, that's okay. So Claude, Sonnet, best alternative. Why? Very strong, structured. Gemini 2.0, not 2.5. See, in Gemini, the current model, if you see here, current model is 2.5 Pro. This is the current. It says the suggestion is use Gemini 2.0. That's better for this kind of research. Why? Because Gemini 2.0 has been trained on data sets that include more data about your certain topic. You see? Now it helps us to navigate other models and suggest what is the best model for that one. Okay? And then which is the best for your specific prompt. First, strict word limit, and he has give you the comparison. Why this model is the good one, right? And the recommendation, okay, use 5.0 or 5.1 ChatGPT and so on. The confidence here is high. Why it gives me the confidence high? How it knows that I need to know about the confidence? Because I myself customize my profile. Where is my profile? If I go in my profile, okay, see the profile, Anwar Dafa-Alla. I go to settings, okay. I go here, personalization. You can find custom instructions. that I put to the model to put the context for the model, not every time I prompt it, but one time so it can have a knowledge, a general knowledge about my needs. When I ask you, you please respond in neutral, factual, and friendly tone. Provide concise yet comprehensive answers tailored to my background in research, teaching, and volunteer work. Include citations, references, or URL when applicable, right? So every time I prompt, ChatGPT goes and check my preference, okay? And then it asks me, what is your occupation? I'm a tech educator. More about me, I'm a computer scientist, PhD from Korea, specialized in this and this and this. When I ask you, okay, when I ask you, I need you to do such and such. That's very important, the preference. From privacy point of view, there is a data controls here. If you leave it on the defaults, that means any data you put on ChatGPT, it will be used to train the model, the new model, right? It should be off in order to preserve your privacy. This improve the model for everyone. That's another way. That's the nice way to say, I'll use your data. I'll hack your data. So this one should be off. And the personalization for the models is available. You are free to opt in, opt out. The problem is people don't read. People just jump on ChatGPT, Google Gemini. They want to do this and this and this. They talk about their personal life, their intimate life, and so on, without caring about the consequences that it might has. Okay, I hope you answered your question.
Yes, this is actually a clever way for looking for all the. I can put any like tool and then check about how it's work and which better. Can I ask other question then? Then for other
Ask for
AI
forgiveness, not for permission. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. Then for other AI tool, all of it I need to check. There is like privacy
Yes, sure.
place to make it off.
Right.
Oh,
If you go from here to England, you have to care about your privacy. If you go to Sudan, you have to care about your privacy. This the same thing applies to the AI tools and every IT tool.
okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Arij and Dr. Anwar. Just two questions. We'll take the question from, I'm not sure is Ala or Ala Al-Amin. And then we have a question on the chat. So we'll start with Ala/Ala. Please go ahead. Unmute yourself.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anwar and Dr. Khalid, for this useful session, and we really appreciate your time and effort to taught us. My question is, what about plagiarism? Is this tool just copy the paragraph or the information from the original resource and put it in our article, or made a paraphrase for this? Because we have a concern about plagiarism. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
How we detect plagiarism in our article.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll give the analogy, the best analogy to explain the failure of plagiarism checkers to detect AI generated outputs. If I give you the 26 characters or alphabet of the Arabic language, I give you from Alif to Ya, and I ask you to produce a poem. You are a poet now, and you produce a poem. Does that make you a thief or a copier from someone else? If you produce a love poem similar to a poem that produced by Nazar Gabbani, for instance, does that make you a thief, for instance? If you write an article similar to Dr. Amani Khalifa on Facebook, for instance, or similar to Dr. Khalid Mahmoud on any scientific article. What the AI does, it generates the generative AI. It's called generative AI. ChatGPT is a chat bot for the GPT. GPT is called generative, that means توليدي. The P is pre-trained from a data set, huge data set. Transformer. The transformer is the huge invention that started the movement of the generative AI. It generates, it doesn't copy, it doesn't bring from somewhere else. It generates based on the context, the where, the why, the who, the when, the what, the how, and put it in a new way, new fashion, based on the style that I personalized. I put my own preference. So the thing is, all the scientific papers, or most of the scientific papers in medicine, are written in English, right? Because you want to publish in Nature or and and you want your paper to appear on up to date and so on. So you write in English. So the writing style in English is similar. It doesn't mean you are copying from someone. It generates new knowledge. The other problem is the plagiarism checkers like Turnitin and other plagiarism checkers or AI detectors. They have to compare and match against the database, existing database. So if I produce my paper right now, generated using any AI tool, where is the database that this generation is available to match? There's no signature of my generation on any other database. So it's not copying. However, there is a quality in the output that can vary from the best quality up to the weakest or the default quality that includes sometimes hallucinations and so on. I hope this explained.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Clear.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ala and Dr. Anwar. Just one last question from Tasneem. She's saying, thank you very much. From your experience, ChatGPT versus Perplexity in scientific writing, merely formalizing the final draft after having the results. Which one you think is better?
Perplexity is made for scientific research. It's the best tool to be used for scientific research.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for now. From Bahia, she's asking, we need a workshop on how to customize our profiles, please.
You need many workshops on AI usage. Use your time to get your hands dirty on the AI tools. There are lots of, the best university in the world that I find is on YouTube. You can go and ask tutorials and lessons. You can go courses on Coursera and others about AI. You have to understand the fundamentals of AI. Now I talked about tools, but you need to understand the science itself, how it's trained, how it's used, how the algorithms works, and so on. And there are, some emerging courses on AI and medicine and so on, and scientific writing. You can use that. One colleague of ours, he attended 2 or 3 sessions that I presented, and I always advise people to go and have a course. He told me just maybe yesterday that he's joining a course and he will pay $1,500. I told him, yeah, I'm in need for that $1,500. You can pay me. I always give you quality stuff. But anyway, see and check what's the best for you, but you have to understand the fundamentals. It's not only, workshops here and there. You have to understand the complete package.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Anwar. I think we'll just take the very, very last question from Amal, and after that, we're really sorry, even if there is a hand that's raised, we'll not be able to take the question. So, Amal, please go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dr. Anwar. It is very magnificent, really, presentation. My question is about when there is the resources are not open, or if it is open for me, I have subscription to some databases. Can I pull the data in the LM node without the storm, or it
Yes,
is
you
not
can.
possible?
No, let's clarify the question. You are now subscribing in journal, right?
For example, I have a database, for example, the Web of Science.
Okay,
So I
and you
make
have
my
the PDF.
myself.
You have the PDF file. You have access to the PDF file, right?
Yeah, I have the access to the PDF studies.
Okay, then you download them. You are allowed to download them, right?
Yeah, but there will be many. If, for example, I'm making a scoping review, there will be thousands.
Yeah, that's why you have to be very picky on what sources you bring to the notebook LM, because it could be unlimited, and you can
Yeah,
spend your entire life just finding about. You have to be very very picky on, maybe you put limitations on, like the paper that produced in last year. That's it.
yeah.
10 papers or 100 papers only 2024, right?
Oh,
You bring from that one maybe a subset of papers that of your interest. When you bring it to Notebook LM, you make a summary report, and from that report, you put it as a source. You start
yeah,
query and prompt from that report only, not the other papers, right?
yeah. Okay. I have to
Yeah,
screen first before putting
yeah,
my
sure. Because
resources. Okay. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess
Thank you.
now I can run the video, the summary of the lecture, right?
Yeah, please. We just have final words from Dr. Amani. Dr. Amani is the
Yeah,
president of the Sudanese Doctor Association in Qatar. She just has some final words to conclude the
yes,
session before we see the video. Dr.
thank you.
Amani, please.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anwar and Dr. Khalid. It's really amazing and like magic, as you said. Magnificent presentation as usual. Dr. Anwar is leading and navigating us towards this area of our literacy. And thank you very much for all your efforts in collaboration with us as Sudanese Doctors Association. Not only Dr. Anwar, but all SIBAC members. Thanks is not enough at all to what they are doing, and we are really appreciating your great efforts. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Khalid, for bringing this workshop to the online so everyone can attend. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it, Dr. Anwar, really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, Karamari. That means a lot to me.
Thank you. So, yeah, just if you can see the video before we conclude.
Okay, I guess first, I guess more important than the video is the post lecture, where you can find the answers to the quiz,
Mhm.
right? So here's the quiz again. Okay, I hope now you can see which of the following you consider the most significant ethical challenge in using AI in scientific writing. I hope you can answer that right. See, I just randomly check so that we can see the answers. You have the link on the chat on Zoom. Okay, I'll just randomly answer those questions. I'll send you that on email as well. Second, third, fourth, right? And then generating plain language, original conclusion, and then essential, not essential, not essential, right? Submit. Now I can see, I can check my answers, view score, right? I randomly answered, so I have 14 out of 17. Which of the following do you consider the most significant ethical challenge? Yeah, that's not right. The right one is transparency and disclosure of AI tools. Here also, AI cannot be an author. That's the guidelines of the publishers and so on. You can see your answers now. And I hope you all can grasp. See here, this is number 1, number 2, number 4, and so on, right? The correct answers, specific sections, and so on. Now in the presentation also, you can find the...
All right, let's just jump right in. For hundreds of years, scientific writing has been this slow, careful, very human process. But lately, well, there's a ghost in the machine. Artificial intelligence is now writing, editing, and pulling together research on a scale we have literally never seen before. And you know what? It's changing absolutely everything. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It really sets the stage for what we're talking about today. The conversation is not about humans versus machines. It's about a crazy powerful new tool. The researchers, the doctors, the scientists who figure out how to use this thing, they are the ones who are going to lead the way. This isn't optional anymore. It's becoming a fundamental.
You will have the link to the video itself on the presentation, inshallah. And I'm very thankful and grateful for the opportunity to share some of the stuff that we know about AI, and eager to learn from you. If you find the lecture useful, please write me on the email. I'll be using that testimonial somewhere else, inshallah. Hopefully you can write me on LinkedIn, recommend me, whatever. But I'm very grateful and happy to be amongst you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Anwar, for such an informative session. Thank you, our audience, for your participation and very interactive session that you've made through your questions, and very inspiring presentation by Dr. Anwar and his patients, taking us through very wide horizons of the AI, and navigating and taking us out of our illiteracy about AI, we can say. So thank you very much. ربنا يجعله في ميزان حسناتك وجزاك الله كل خير.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we can just conclude the meeting now. Thank you very much. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one.